गुड इवनिंग दोस्तों, नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल। स्वागत करता हूं आपका मेरे इस यूट्यूब चैनल में। आज का जो शो है ये शो भी बड़े मायनों में खास है और शो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले सबसे पहले मैं रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं कि आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें जिससे कि हर लेटेस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन आप तक पहुंचे। दोस्तों ये शो स्पेशली है क्यूबिक के स्टूडेंट को लेके। क्यूबिक के ऊपर आप मेरे चैनल पे अगर आप जाएंगे और लगातार पीछे कुछ वीडियोस देखेंगे तो आपको ज्यादातर वीडियोस क्यूबिक के ऊपर मिलेंगे और उसके अंदर मैं हमेशा एक चीज बोलता हुआ आपको आया हूं कि खासकर वो स्टूडेंट जिन्होंने 2021 में अप्लाई किया था उनको तो हमेशा वेट करना चाहिए था, थोड़ा वेट करना चाहिए। बिकॉज अगर आप मई इनटेक में हैं तो डेफर करके आपको सितंबर इनटेक में चले जाने चाहिए। लेकिन मेरे अलावा भी बहुत सारे वीडियोस आपने देखे होंगे। बहुत सारे लोगों ने यहां तक भी कहा कि क्यूबिक के कॉलेजेस जो हैं अब बैंकरप्ट हो जाएंगे, अब बंद हो जाएंगे, आपकी फीस डूब जाएगी, आप अपना विड्रॉल ले लो, आप डीएलआई चेंज कर लो। आप मतलब जितने मुंह थे उतनी तरह की बातें आपको देखने को मिली होंगी बहुत सारे कंसल्टेंट में। और इस डर को देखते हुए बहुत सारे बच्चों ने विड्रॉल डाला भी और विड्रॉल डालने के बाद में फिर विड्रॉल आएगा, फिर उसके बाद में नया केस आप दोबारा अप्लाई करेंगे, दोबारा फीस भरेंगे, तो सितंबर इनटेक में तो आप फिर भी नहीं जा पाएंगे। अब हुआ क्या, इससे पहले कॉलेजेस को एक मेल रिसीव हुई थी 3 मई को जिसमें यह कहा गया था कि आईआरसीसी ने हमें यह कम्युनिकेट किया है कि आपके जो रिजल्ट हैं वो 6 अगस्त से पहले पहले आ जाएंगे। फिर उसके ऊपर बहुत सारे वीडियोस बने। उस वीडियो के अंदर फिर यह बताया गया कि नहीं जी, कॉलेज वाले जानबूझ के इस तरह के मेल्स जो है बच्चों को कर रहे हैं कि बच्चे रिफंड ना ले लें या बच्चे विड्रॉल ना कर लें फाइल्स को, सिर्फ इसलिए। बकायदा आईआरसीसी का नाम लिया गया। कोई भी कॉलेज या कोई भी व्यक्ति बिना आईआरसीसी के कम्युनिकेशन के इस तरह का आईआरसीसी का नाम यूज नहीं कर सकता। स्टिल वो कम्युनिकेशन आया होगा, उस कम्युनिकेशन को स्टूडेंट तक पहुंचाया गया। फिर भी कॉलेजेस ने यह बोला कि अगर आप वेट करना चाहते हैं तो चॉइस आपकी है, अगर आप वेट नहीं करना चाहते, आप रिफंड लेना चाहते हैं, आप रिफंड ले सकते हैं। बहुत सारे कॉलेजेस ने तो यह भी कह दिया था कि सिर्फ हम $250 आपके डिडक्ट करेंगे जो कि आपकी एलओए की फीस है, बाकी सारी फीस आपको रिफंड कर देंगे। और बहुत सारे बच्चों ने रिफंड डाला भी। तो फिर उसके बाद में कनाडा कॉलेज के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट की तरफ से एक इंटरव्यू आया, वो इंटरव्यू भी आपके साथ शेयर किया गया। फिर सीडीआई कॉलेज के ग्रुप के जो डायरेक्टर्स हैं उनका वीडियो आया, वो वीडियो भी मैंने आपके साथ शेयर किया। आज के इस वीडियो में हर्जिंग कॉलेज के जो ग्रुप डायरेक्टर हैं उनका वीडियो भी मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूंगा। और एक कनाडा के इमिग्रेशन लॉयर हैं जिन्होंने कभी क्यूबिक के बारे में ये इंफॉर्मेशन दी थी कि भी आपके जो प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस हैं उन्होंने गलत तरीके से रिक्रूटमेंट की है या इस तरह की प्रॉब्लम आई है। बट आज उन्होंने एक वीडियो बना के उसको अपोलोजाइज किया है कि भाई मैंने जो ये चीज बोली थी बिना कॉन्टेक्स्ट के बोली थी। और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं हमारे भी जितने स्टूडेंट हैं उनकी फाइल पे रेगुलर अपडेट्स आ रहे हैं, कुछ ना कुछ चीजें डिमांड हो रही हैं, कभी उनके मेडिकल अपडेट हो रहे हैं। ये वही कॉलेज हैं जिनके अंदर ऑलरेडी फाइल्स लगी हुई हैं। ये 10 सस्पेंडेड कॉलेजेस की मैं बात कर रहा हूं। ऑल्दो मैं आपको ये बिल्कुल फोर्स नहीं कर रहा कि आप रिफंड ना करें, आप डीएलआई चेंज ना करें ना करें, चॉइस आपकी है। लेकिन हम तो अच्छी तरह ये पूरी तरह होप मान के चल रहे हैं कि सभी के रिजल्ट जो है वो डिक्लेयर होंगे, सभी को रिजल्ट मिलेंगे और जो 6 अगस्त की डेडलाइन है इससे पहले पहले मिलेंगे। और आज हमारी एक कंसल्टेंट ब्रदर है, उन्होंने भी एक अपना वीडियो बनाया था। उन्होंने यूपी के एक स्टूडेंट के बारे में शेयर किया था कि उन्होंने अपने, क्योंकि उनकी फाइल को लगे हुए एक साल से ज्यादा हो गया था और उन्होंने, क्योंकि अब आप चाहें तो आप केस नोट अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। केस नोट आप बेसिकली 2 ही रीजन में अप्लाई करते हैं, या तो आपका केस रिफ्यूज हो गया, आप चेक करना चाहते हैं कि मेरे रिफ्यूजल के रीजंस क्या रहे हैं, या आपकी फाइल को अगर लंबा समय लग गया है तो आपकी फाइल पे लंबा समय क्यों लगा है उसके लिए भी आप केस नोट अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। और उस बच्चे ने, यूपी का जो बच्चा है, उसने केस नोट अप्लाई किए और उस केस नोट के अंदर ये आया लिखा हुआ कि आपकी जो पीपीआर है वो इशू हुई है, यानी कि वो पीपीआर बच्चे को नहीं मिली, वो पीपीआर उनकी जीसी की अकाउंट में नहीं आई, बट बाय द इमिग्रेशन ऑफिसर रिजल्ट रेडी है। तो बकायदा उस वीडियो में ये कहा गया कि क्यूबिक के जितने भी बच्चे हैं उन सबके रिजल्ट्स ऑलमोस्ट रेडी हैं। हाई कमीशन रिजल्ट ऑलरेडी बना के बैठा है, सिर्फ उस रिजल्ट को डिक्लेयर करना है, इशू करना है। और उसमें से बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं जिनकी पीपीआर आई होंगी या जिनका केस अप्रूव हो गया होगा, लेकिन अगर वो बच्चे अपना डीएलआई चेंज कर लेंगे देन, या अपनी फाइल विड्रॉ कर लेंगे देन। सो दोस्तों, एक बात बिल्कुल ध्यान रखिएगा, रिजल्ट्स बिल्कुल शुरू हो गए हैं और खासकर क्यूबिक के जो स्टूडेंट वेट कर रहे थे उनके रिजल्ट भी आपको 6 अगस्त से देखने से मिलेंगे। इस पे हम इस चीज को लेकर पूरा हम वी आर होपफुली फॉर द सेम। सो अभी ये सारा जो बनाने का मेरी इस वीडियो खत्म होने के बाद में आपको वो दोनों वीडियो मिलेंगी, हर्जिंग कॉलेज के डायरेक्टर वाली और उसके अलावा जो कैनेडियन इमिग्रेशन लॉयर की जो वीडियो है, ये दोनों वीडियो आप इस आज वाली वीडियो को पूरी तरह देखिएगा, आपके डाउट्स काफी हद तक क्लियर होंगे। 1 साल के लंबे सफर के बाद में अगर कॉलेज अपनी जगह बैठे हैं, अपनी स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं, अपनी कॉलेज के बारे में बता रहे हैं, आप रिफंड लेना चाहते हैं आप रिफंड ले सकते हैं, ये सारी बातें बता रहे हैं, तो जिसने बैंकरप्ट होना हो या जिसने फीस वापस नहीं करनी हो, वो 1 साल बाद यहां बैठ के आपको वीडियो में बैठ के जवाब तो बिल्कुल नहीं देगा। और कनाडा गवर्नमेंट बाकी गवर्नमेंट्स की तरह नहीं है। कनाडा गवर्नमेंट को, आईआरसीसी को सारी इंफॉर्मेशन है, तभी आईआरसीसी अपनी इन्वेस्टिगेशन उन 10 कॉलेजों पे कर रही थी। और बकायदा डीएलआई जब इशू किया जाता है किसी भी कॉलेज को, सारे डॉक्यूमेंटेशन बकायदा बॉन्ड भरवाए जाते हैं, सारी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन वगैरह उसमें सिक्योरिटी और हर तरह की चेकिंग होती है, उसके बाद ही डीएलआई इशू होते हैं दोस्तों। सो अगर आप क्यूबिक के स्टूडेंट हैं, 1 साल से ज्यादा का वेट कर रहे हैं, चॉइस आपकी है। मैं फिर आपको कभी नहीं बोलता कि आप मेरे वर्ड्स के साथ चलिए, आप चाहते हैं तो आप बने रहिए। खासकर अगर आप ऑनलाइन स्टडी कर रहे हैं तो आपको तो मेरी साफ एडवाइस है कि आप चेंज मत कीजिए। अगर आपके पास में एआईपी आया हुआ है, फाइनल अप्रूवल नहीं आया हुआ है, तो आप इंतजार कीजिए स्पेशली। और क्यूबिक के आपको मैं अभी मई के लास्ट से लेकर और अगस्त तक मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा कि आपको सारे रिजल्ट देखने को मिलेंगे। केस अप्रूव होता है, रिफ्यूज होता है, वो तो कोई नहीं जानता, लेकिन रिजल्ट्स आपको देखने को मिलेंगे, रिजल्ट सभी के आएंगे। सो अगर आप फर्दर भी मेरा मोटिव यही रहता है कि मैं ज्यादा से ज्यादा चीजें आपकी क्लियर करूं, ज्यादा से ज्यादा चीजें आप तक पहुंचाऊं। फर्दर भी अगर आप अदर अपडेट्स के लिए बने रहना चाहते हैं या आने वाले टाइम में क्यूबिक के अंदर जो भी और अपडेट्स मिलेंगे उसको आप देखना चाहते हैं, तो आप इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर कीजिए, खासकर अपने ग्रुप्स में शेयर कीजिए, जिससे कि आपको सारी इंफॉर्मेशन पे मिलती रहे। आप वैसे इसके अलावा मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं कि आप किसी भी तरह की एप्लीकेशन लगाना चाहते हैं, किसी भी तरह का स्टडी वीजा, टूरिस्ट वीजा, कनाडा पीआर या स्पाउस वीजा आप लगाना चाहते हैं, कोई भी टूर पैकेज आप लेना चाहते हैं, तो आप फोकस इमिग्रेशन सर्विसेज के हेल्पलाइन नंबर 74010 74012 7401 74012 इस नंबर पे कॉल कर सकते हैं और सारी जानकारी ले सकते हैं। और अगर आप हमें मिलना भी चाहते हैं तो आप हमें आके मिल भी सकते हैं, पर आने से पहले एक बार अपॉइंटमेंट जरूर फिक्स कर लीजिएगा। आज इस वीडियो को देखने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया दोस्तों, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Welcome, everyone. My name is Mark Holthe. I'm a Canadian immigration lawyer, and I'm the founder of the Canadian Immigration Institute. This fine channel you're watching right now. This video is a special video that I am making to try to correct some mistakes that I made in answering this question right here from Abhinash Nayak. So understand, in my live Q&As, it's rapid fire. There's questions coming up, and as soon as I see them, I read them and scan them as quick as I can and then offer my thoughts. And these thoughts are exactly that, the thoughts and ideas of Mark Holthe personally, not attributed to anyone else. I am not an immigration officer. I'm an immigration lawyer who has his own private practice in Alberta. But other than that, what I say is my opinion only. It's not meant to be anything other than that. Well, with that being said, Abhinash asked this question and I answered it incorrectly. The answer that I gave was incomplete. I did not have the context of this question, and now I seriously regret how I answered it. So the question, as you can see here, basically asks, it says, sir, any update about Quebec province regarding student permit of 10 suspended colleges? Well, I do not practice any Quebec-based immigration. So not only do I not know who these 10 colleges, or at the time in which now I know at least a few of them, but at the time I had no clue who these alleged 10 colleges were that were suspended, and nor the context in which Abhinash asked this question. And so I promptly responded like I always do. I don't hold back. I've had experiences with some colleges across the country where they have done exactly what I said, where they've taken advantage of people, have gotten people to come spend lots of money and ultimately really not have an education that's helping them, nor have a post-grad work permit or things like that. And so does that exist, and has it existed in the past? It has. But in the context of this question, I did not have the full context here. And so my answer was very, very critical of these schools. And I apologize for that because I really knew nothing about the background and I made certain assumptions that were just flat out wrong. So the purpose of making this video is to correct this because I've heard something.
Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be very special for all the students of Herzing College, whosoever are on AIP or are awaiting their visa result, because I'm going to interview Director General of Herzing College. I just want to let you know, guys, that I am nowhere affiliated to the college. I am not an agent. I am an international student myself. I understand what you guys are going through. I just want to break the chain of all these rumors that the college is getting blacklisted, college is getting bankrupt. College will not be able to return or refund the tuition fee that the student gave, and the college has given more admission than the seats which are available. I just want to break all these rumors because, guys, this is your career, this is your future, and I want you guys to decide wisely. So let's go and ask Sir Michael directly, are these rumors true or not? Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us today. And let's start with a quick introduction.
Sure. I'm Michael McAllister. I'm the Directeur Général or President of Collège Herzing, Herzing College. Locations in Montreal, Quebec, have been that for about 8 years, and Herzing College has been in Montreal for close to 50 years.
Wow. I know students right now are panicking, and there are things which are going on like rumors. This is just the idea to this, this call is just an idea to discuss about everything that is happening with the visas. Students are not getting visas. There are a lot of rumors. It will be really helpful if you shall be able to address them. So let's start with the first thing. What's the latest update and news from immigration or from MIFI?
Okay, so we had no news for a long time, and that was what the most frustrating thing for our students and for us, because the students would ask us and we had nothing to be able to tell them because we were getting nothing from the Quebec government or IRCC. So finally, on just a little over a week ago, we got an email, and I think it's because of interviews like the one you're doing now. There were several done last week, all from the students' point of view, and getting out there to the people. So I think the government saw these because they didn't talk to us. And all of a sudden, on a Monday, we get an email, very last minute. You've got about a week and a half to get your paperwork in. So the explanation was that in Quebec, there's a two-step process. You apply to MIFI for your CAQ, and then you have that and you apply for your study permit. So basically what they said was, look, as long as you have the receipt, proof that you applied for your CAQ, you can apply for your study permit. And you've got until May 15th. And we will work with, so this is the Quebec government talking, we will work with IRCC to make sure it's processed, if it's in before May 15th, before August 7th. So that was good news. And I asked for clarification because I got that email and it wasn't clear about all the people that applied before. It kind of said, exactly. So in French, it kind of said from now until then. I said, what about the people still waiting? We've got people on intent to approve study status. What about them? So he said, yes, everybody that's applied before May 15th will have an answer before August 6th. I said, okay, that is great. We can share that news. That is good news. Thank you. Good. So that is the good news that we got last week.
That is perfect. So because a lot of students are confused because it just says, even I've read it on IRCC so many times, for fall intake, let's start your fall intake in there, start your fall intake, and everybody's just going, what about 2020? So I mean, it clears everything, that it's for everyone. There are so many students who are still waiting for a long time and are frustrated. We understand the situation because no visas and they're not able to come. In the case if they need a refund or if they want to change an institution, what is the policy for Herzing College?
Okay, so you're talking about students that obtained an intent to approve and have been studying online?
Yes,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. So they're
Okay.
studying online, or they have like paid the fees, and both of them in both situations.
Okay. Well, they're both different because one is basically, and then if you've seen any of my earlier interviews, I'm a little, I lose my patience a little when I talk about the government, but deep down they are trying to help. I
Right.
mean, they didn't go about it the right way, but they are really all about protecting the students. So the students that paid up front, that it's difficult because the federal government to fast track your study permit in India, you have to pay a certain amount up front.
Yeah,
But the school is
absolutely.
not supposed to, but the Quebec government doesn't want the school to collect that.
Ah, okay.
But they have to, because the study permit, you have to do it so that's one of the disconnects between the federal and the provincial government. So what
Right.
the schools do, I'm assuming they do the same thing we do. The money goes into a trust account.
Mm,
It's in a trust account. It's 100% refundable.
okay.
If you never start school, you get all your money back. There's no risk of that. No, it's in a trust account, no bankruptcy, nothing can change that from happening. So,
Right.
I mean, students should know that. It's still stressful. You put all that money there, it's just sitting there, but you get it all back. If you never ever start school online, you get all your money back. So students should know that. That's how it is at Herzing. I'm assuming it's like that at all the other colleges also. So in those those students that never obtained anything, never started school online, they get all their money back if they decide they're not going to start.
Right.
No hard feelings. It's fine. I
Okay.
mean, it's just going to delay the process. We don't encourage it, but if we understand, and we have had some students that have done it, said, look, I'm sick of waiting. I'll try again in a year.
Right.
That's fine. That's really, but if you've decided, okay, now that we've got this news and they're going to process it, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. That's fine. That's all good. If you started online, never came to Canada, but you're
Okay.
stuck, well, you might as well keep doing it because you're not paying anymore. If you're in the
Right.
seventh month, and most people are, because most of them are
The
from
second semester, yeah, they are
Yeah,
usually in
exactly.
their second semester.
So they're in their 7th, 8th month, 9th month, but they're not being charged anything. They're
Oh,
not
okay.
charged anything until we know what is going on, until
What
they
if-
get their study permit.
No, that's actually a good initiative. Now, you have explained that all the money that actually student pays, that goes into a trust account, it's still there, it's safe, nothing's going to happen to it.
Yeah.
Now the news, it's about like colleges are getting bankrupt, and I mean, that explains, if you have a trust account, it's not going to go anywhere.
Exactly. And again, I mean, the schools, most of them, like Herzing has been here 50 years.
Yeah,
Never gone bankrupt anywhere.
anywhere.
We've got multiple locations. We used to have, universities in the United States, colleges in Canada. They're all still here in Canada, and they have been since 1968 was the first one in Canada. So yeah, we're not going anywhere. I mean, this was unexpected from the government. It's very frustrating. We're working with them, but we're going to get through it, and it's going to be fine. It's just a terrible situation for the students that got stuck in the middle of it. That started in September and up until now, it's not cleared up yet. And until they're always going to use the pandemic as
Pandemic, I know.
it's part of the problem, but it's not all the problem. We know that.
It's not all the problem, of course.
Exactly.
Was the college ever blacklisted or suspended? Or is the college about to go blacklisted? This is another biggest rumor.
Okay.
I know you must have had this so many times.
No. And again, there's all kinds of rumors out there. I mean, but it's very, there were 10 colleges. They weren't blacklisted, but they were
The
they were
CQ.
singled out by the government.
Yeah.
Because, and really, I mean, you do all the research only because they had a high amount of Indian students, higher than in years past. But that's because, easy to explain, the Canadian government, identified countries that they want international students from. They made agreements with the High Commission there and the embassies, and they helped fast track student visa processes in certain countries. India is the main one.
Yeah.
So of course, colleges go to India to get their students because that's where Canada wants you to go. So of course we have a large number, but they didn't think all that through. So they panicked, and they did completely wrong thing, trying to block MIFI, trying to block CAQs, and that was overturned quickly. I
know all the colleges fought for that. They went to the
Exactly.
Supreme Court, and 13 days, I think it was over, right?
No, and they were just hurting the students. Then they're trying to hurt the colleges, or they're trying to, again, deep down, they're trying to protect the students. They just didn't go about it the right way, and they ended up hurting the students more than they hurt anybody else. So they backed off. That's all good now, but still, they did this. You want to call it an investigation? I mean, they not what's the word I'm looking for? Not investigate, but they visit the campuses on a regular basis.
Audit.
Yes, thank you. So
That's
they
all.
audit the campuses on a regular basis. So they did all that, and maybe a more quickly than they usually do. Like they came in January, but I mean, we answered all their questions. They saw everything. They saw everything, that everything is okay, but we got no feedback regarding that.
Right.
They were going to send recommendations. They've sent nothing, and then they wouldn't talk to us. They sent nothing until last week when we finally get an email saying that
something. Yeah.
The update for working with IRCC, and that was one of our biggest complaints, that they're not talking to IRCC. They're operating in silos, the Quebec government and the federal government. It's like, would you talk to each other, please, and figure out what's going on to help the students?
Okay. Another rumor that was like colleges, allocating or taking admissions more than the seats available in the college. That's another one.
And I can't speak. I mean, that happened to us a little bit in 2018, because like I said, we grew more than we've ever grown before, but we built the classroom we needed, but we're talking about a delay of 2 months. So there was one group of business students that had to delay by 2 months before they could start, but that's it. So what we did was, to make it up to them, of course, we credit their account. If they had to extend their CAQ, extend their study permit, we paid for all that.
Right.
That was our reason for delaying.
So that pretty much means was like at any point of time, the students were there in the seats that are available, and students were there in that quantity as well. If there were some extra, like they were pushed for a semester or something, or 2 months, right?
2 months maximum.
2 months maximum. But not at any point, never had admissions which were over the limit or, something like that.
No, we've never had to like turn away students when they come to Canada and they get here and they say, well, what do you mean there's no room for me in class? No, that's never happened. Yeah,
okay. And like, of course, it cannot go with colleges are taking admissions like for the available seats. There is no excess of students, no students sitting on bench, on table, on tables.
No. There's definitely a seat for every student, for sure. All our courses are, you need to be on a computer.
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
The technology one. So you could never have someone standing in the back participating. No, everybody gets a seat.
Right, absolutely. And what will be your best recommendations for the student? Like, what should they do now? Like everything is going for the flow, and so they should wait, keep on studying. And what would you recommend?
Yeah. Well, for the ones on the AIP, so the ones that already have an intent to approve the study permit, you have nothing to lose.
Okay.
Like nothing to lose. You've gone beyond your 6 months. This is all free studying. If it goes badly for some reason, they turn you down, you're no better off. So unless you hate the program, if you're doing okay and it's better than nothing, keep going until you hear from the federal government about your study permit.
And they will, sorry to cut you off, but the students who are studying on AIP, they will still get their transcripts and everything of the things that are.
Yeah, of course. So let's look at one scenario where the student's been started and it's beyond the 6 months. They started last September, they're in the 9th month, 10th month, and they get refused. They get refused at that point. Say, well, still the agreement was they paid for 6 months. They did 10 months, but that's okay. They get their transcript for 10 months. They get all that. And if they do go to another school or even come back to us down the road because they do get approved, well, they'll have, got that 4 months, that 4 extra months for free, because that's just the way it is. I mean, it's just it was the agreement we made when we started this. Look, it's 6 months maximum. They've gone beyond 6 months. It's not fair for me to keep charging, especially if you might get refused. I mean, it must be very stressful for them to not know for sure if they're going to get refused or rejected. I mean, most of them do get approved, almost all of them, but what if you don't? You'd feel terrible if you spent a year, for example, and had to pay for a year and you don't have a study permit. You've got to start all over again.
Yeah, that's actually true. I mean, that's very helpful. That's very supportive from the college, because this is the side of the college that students don't know. People, they are scared to go directly to authorities and ask question. Right. So what they do is they just believe on hear and say, and then just read a comment on YouTube video and just go crazy on it.
Well, and hopefully, like most of my students should know this in that status, because I've talked to, because a lot of them are in the business program. I've talked to them a couple of times just to let them know that that's what's going on. And I think they all know now because they're beyond the 6 months, and nobody's bugging them for any payments. You know what I mean? It's just like they all know that it's okay until you hear officially about your study permit. Don't worry about that stuff.
So okay, so we have covered all the rumors and everything. College is not blacklisted. College is not getting bankrupt. They are not providing students more than the seats that they have. And I think that's pretty much it. That is the major ones that I have seen. With the small rumors, I think one or the other people, they just jump around. Is it suspended? Is it this? But I think this interview will give a lot of information to the students. Is there anything that you want to say to the students on this side?
No, I want to thank them for being patient, but thank them for also being vocal, talking to people like you and getting the message out there, because that's the only reason the only reason the government reacted the way they did last week and did something. So hopefully that turns into what they said it would, answers for everybody by early August. So to my students, thanks for your patience. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. You can go through your admissions advisor and forward it to me, Mike McAllister. I don't know how some students get my email addresses, but I'm fine with it. I'll answer any email anytime and tell you the truth about what's going on.
Okay, perfect. I mean, thank you so much for your time today. And it's such a pleasure that you are here. Thank you. I
Likewise,
really appreciate that.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me and get the message out there.
Okay, so I think it's pretty much clear. College is not getting bankrupt. College is not blacklisted or suspended, and your fees is safe and secure. If you wish to take a refund, it will be provided. Guys, so don't believe in the rumors. You should always directly contact your college because there are a lot of people who are after your money. And again, I would really like to thank Director General of Herzing College for joining us today. Stay safe, choose and make your decision wisely. Take care. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next one.